All right, back for another beer review, and today I am reviewing yet another beer from the Finback Brewery, and they're out of Queens, New York, and this is their Something Amarillo. So they are calling this an American IPA. Comes in at 6.6% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in the time of review. This can is approximately 5 weeks old. So on the side here, it says be fresh, drink now, like most of their cans. It also says IPA dry hopped with Amarillo. That's all I know about it. So when I first got into craft beer almost 10 years ago, the first beer, or I should say the first hop that kind of spoke to me was Amarillo. I really liked the big orange and tangerine notes I would get from it. And to this day, I still love Amarillo, especially when it's done right. So we'll see what Finback has going on here. I will say that they have a single hop IPA series, and this is part of it. I don't know if it's all called something and then the hop name, but I do know this is part of that series. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Ooh, that's pouring out like lemonade. Jesus. Yeah, so that is one of the, I guess, brightest IPAs I've drank in a while. This is like straight up, it's lemonade. Like it has a bright, vibrant yellow to it. About a finger of a bright white head. Not much more to say about it. It's hazy. Looks like a New England style IPA. Whatever. Let's get in the nose. Yeah, really nice orange notes. Like, that's what I expect from Amarillo. The actual malt is coming forward a little bit, and if this is single hopped, just with Amarillo, I like that. Well, hopefully they keep the malt base the same, which I'd imagine they are if it's a series. Has like this nice bready malt component to it. Yeah, bready slash biscuity, almost crackery. Like it just has a nice like bread component to the base, but then it has sweeter oranges. Navel oranges, but like maybe a touch of like a blood orange into a tangelo. I know that's grapefruit and tangerine, but I'm getting it. Shout out to Peter. Yeah, this isn't really all that complex. Amarillo hops typically aren't. For me, again, usually orange, tangerine, and I'd like that the base malt's coming forward too as well. It just smells like it's going to be refreshing and tasty. So let's get into it. Cheers. Very nice. So looks can be deceiving. I thought based on the look, the mouthfeel was going to just be like silky smooth and just creamy and whatnot. Definitely more carbonation than I thought in this beer. The body itself at 6.6, straight up medium bodied. It's nice. The mouthfeel though is a little bit more sharp and effervescent from that carbonation. It has a slight softness to it, but it's not really creamy or smooth. But it's nice. So the body and mouthfeel are nice. The taste, though, this is what I kind of expected from this beer. It has sweeter orange notes, but the finish is almost like the orange peel or the orange pith as it gets, further away from, the actual flesh of the orange. It gets more bitter and sharp, and that's kind of what the finish is. So right up front, ready malts mix in with sweeter oranges as passed through the palate. More of the pithy, bittering, like almost orange peel-esque like characteristics come to the forefront. And as it finishes semi-dry with that, it's not a huge on like punch you in the face bitterness, but it's bitter. And I'm actually kind of digging those aspects of beers nowadays. Don't get me wrong, I love my juice bombs and whatnot, but I prefer when the juice bombs have some bitterness to offset the sweetness. So many times I've had a great New England style IPA or a great IPA in general that just becomes too sweet. Like by the, I get 8 ounces in of the 16-ounce can, and I'm just like, man, it's too sweet. And I have a sweet tooth. I love big pastry stouts and just big barrel-aged stouts that are sweet. But when it comes to the IPAs, I want them to be a little bit more refreshing and drinkable. And I need balance. And I feel like this one has a pretty good balance to it. As a beer, that's how I rate these. I would say I'm just going to say as a style goes, let's say you're going for a straight Amarillo hopped IPA. This would be like a 4.5, 4.75. They've done this justice. They've done the hop justice. As far as a beer overall goes, I'm really digging it, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. That was Something Amarillo from the Finback Brewery, 4 out of 5. I think it shows the Amarillo hop, it shows it off extremely well, and it has a good balance to it. It just doesn't have a lot of complexity. Bready malts, orange, a little bit of tangerine, and that's pretty much it. But it has the balance to be very drinkable, and I feel like if you're just an IPA drinker that likes maybe older school IPAs, talking, even going like Torpedo from Sierra Nevada or something like this, I think you'd really appreciate and enjoy this one because it has the balance that beer has, or beers like that have, without being overly sweet or just straight on juice. So I dig it. Anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by. Until the next one, cheers.